Welcome to End User Tools Explains It, iPadOS Updates. These explainers are short videos with only the most important bits of information shared. I'm Jenny Sauer, a mobile solutions specialist with the APHIS PPQ End User Tools group. This video explains iPadOS updates. If you are assigned an APHIS PPQ iPad to your care, there are two questions you should be asking when it comes to iPadOS updates. When and how. Actually, there are two hows, so that hand is a little heavier. First, when. iPadOS is the operating system that runs your little mini computers, your iPad. At the time of this video, our iPads are on version 14.2, and Apple has pushed out a 14.3 as an update. Should we do it? How do we know when it's okay? Well, our PPQ iPads are left up to the end user. Although the iPad will issue a notification, it is up to you to decide to download and install these. Big companies in charge of updates to operating systems, like Apple, they'll tell you that these updates fix things and improve performance of the other things that were already working okay. And most application developers will tell you that updates also break things. Both of these things are true. So this question of when to install is important. APHIS CECIT has a mobility group that tests and approves installing iOS updates to all iDevices, including the Apple iPad. This is usually done by mass email with an approval and a date by which to bring your device into compliance. If you routinely use an in-house application, however, the development team is likely to be in a flurry trying to make these applications run appropriately with these approved Apple updates. It's not a terrible idea to check in with the product owner or application developer to be sure that the update will function well. Now, how about that heavy-handed how question? There's two of them. How do I do it once I'm sure that it's approved? And how do I find out it's okay in the first place? We mentioned emails, but let's say you didn't get an email or you haven't seen one, and your iPad's telling you you need an update. Where can you find out whether it's okay? I'm going to share my screen and show you where that's listed.
All of us here at the USDA APHIS have this OCIO contact information icon on our laptop, desktop, computers. And that help button ought to give us a hint that that is how we contact CECIT. And in fact, if you double click this button, it opens on the option to contact them first, which you surely can do for the easiest answer to your question. Also is this tab Customer Links. And I'm going to look at this OCIO CEC Customer Announcements link. Open that up and see if I can find any announcement that tells me that it's okay to update my iPadOS to 14.3. This main page of announcements isn't telling me anything related, so I'm going to search this site, and I'm going to be specific, iOS 14.3. And I've got a couple options. I'm going to choose that top article, CEC Mobility, because I know they approve these things, and see if there's anything here. Supported OS and devices to the right, and there we are, iOS 14.3. Let's go back and see what that second article said, just to confirm. Devices and apps, I'm going to scroll down. Yep, there we go, 14.3 on or after December 28th, 2020. So we know from IT's side of things, we're good to go. So many how questions, but now we know that IT has approved an update. So how do we check and see on our iPad? We go to the Settings app. Under this whole list of menus, under the General menu, which is already selected for me, you can see the second one down is Software Update. I'm going to select that, and it's checking for updates. And here you can see I'm already updated to iPadOS 14.3. If not, it would tell me right here that I was due for an update and ask me whether I wanted to download and install that update. One thing we want to check to make sure is that automatic updates are not in place. And so this ticker, download iOS updates, should be off. So make sure that's always off. You don't want updates happening against your will. And if you're ready to install an update, you want to make sure that you are connected to Wi-Fi, which you can also see in this menu. I can see I'm connected to a strong Wi-Fi. This so far so good is my home Wi-Fi. I could also quickly check by pulling down this menu and seeing that Wi-Fi is blue. And there's also, of course, the Wi-Fi icon up at the top. So you'd want to make sure you have a very good Wi-Fi connection, and that first how question, how we find out whether we're approved and when, and after we've checked with IT for approval and if it's an in-house app, confirmed that all is okay, we go to the General tab, Software Update, and follow the directions there.